and you sit down at a table and you do the contract game. That
You know what's crazy? I never saw Biggie smile until made them write lyrics for him and took all their publishing and raped him. Like, damn.
shareholder in that company, tell them it's wrong. And if you don't believe that it's wrong, then fuck you too.
I think somebody's trying to kill me. I'm waking up paranoid. I'll be real.
The music industry has always been known to be cutthroat and manipulative, but the recent revelations about Diddy have shed even more light on the seedy underbelly of the industry. Many have accused the mogul of exploiting and manipulating his artists, and the allegations only seem to be getting worse. In addition to the allegations of sexual exploitation and financial manipulation, it has now been claimed that Diddy forced Biggie to sign a sex contract. While the exact details of the contract have not been revealed, the mere idea of such a document is deeply disturbing. Unfortunately, this is not the first time that the music industry has been accused of such practices. In a recent video, comedian Dave Chappelle discussed how the industry allegedly uses difficult terminology in contracts to confuse and exploit artists. He stated that the contracts are intentionally written to be confusing, making it nearly impossible for artists to understand what they are signing away. This is particularly concerning given that many of these artists are young and inexperienced, with little knowledge of the industry. According to Dave, most newbies in the industry often fall prey to these creepy contracts. This is because young artists are often in desperate need of money and a way out of their current situation, and are therefore vulnerable to the promises of industry elites. Many celebrities have also spoken about how Biggie fell prey to Diddy. One of these celebrities was the late DMX. During an early interview, DMX shared an emotional encounter with Biggie Smalls that left him with a deep sense of sadness. According to DMX, Biggie had confided in him about an incident of sexual assault at the hands of Diddy, who was then known as Sean Puffy Combs or Puff Daddy. This was a shocking revelation that added to the already controversial nature of Puff Daddy's reputation in the industry. However, DMX remained committed to his roots and continued to make music that spoke to the hearts of his fans. In a revealing interview before the release of his 2012 album Undisputed, DMX shared a story about almost getting a record deal with Bad Boy Entertainment, but was passed over in favor of the Lox. This is a testament to the fact that even the biggest stars face rejection and setbacks on the road to success. DMX acknowledged that the Lox was a safer group and was signed by Puff Daddy, who turned them into chart-topping artists. However, DMX was not given the same opportunity and was deemed by Puff Daddy as not marketable due to his rough voice. DMX believed that Puff Daddy's decision not to sign him may have been due to his sexual preferences, as Puff had a reputation for being attracted to men. DMX even claimed that Diddy took the Lox's publishing and assaulted them after making them write lyrics for him. Meanwhile, things took a dark turn when reports surfaced about Biggie's alleged sexual abuse at the hands of Sean Puffy Combs, also known as Diddy. Many close to the two musicians have come forward with similar claims, suggesting that there is some truth to these shocking allegations. It's a sad reminder that even in the glitzy world of showbiz, abuse and mistreatment can happen behind closed doors. In the midst of this controversy, former Bad Boy artist Mace has released a scathing new song called Oracle 2, Standing on Bodies, in which he calls out Diddy for his cruel treatment of Biggie, both before and after his tragic murder. He also references the tragic City College incident from 1991, in which 9 people were killed during a basketball game sponsored by Diddy. It's clear that Mace has a bone to pick with his former colleague. But perhaps most shocking of all is Mace's alleged accusation that Diddy took advantage of the late notorious B.I.G.'s children. I'm not hating on your Billy worth. Right now, I'm only saying what you really work. You ain't no architect, you just an N who know how to market death. He raps. It was March 9, 1997, when the music world was rocked by the tragic news of the death of hip-hop legend Biggie Smalls. At the height of his career, the rapper was gunned down in a drive-by shooting in Los Angeles, just weeks before the release of his highly anticipated album, Life After Death. In recent years, tensions between Biggie's longtime friend and label partner, Mace, and Sean Diddy Combs have come to light. In 2020, Mace took to Instagram to make allegations of unfair and shady business practices by Diddy. The accusations gained renewed attention following Diddy's emotional speech at Clive Davis' pre-Grammy dinner, in which he pledged his support for artists. Mace further alleged that despite the damage to his reputation caused by Diddy, he was expected to continue performing with a smile for the sake of the audience. This echoes similar sentiments expressed by DMX regarding Diddy's treatment of Biggie. DMX suggested that behind closed doors, Diddy would mistreat those in his inner circle, yet expect them to maintain a facade of happiness and loyalty in public. Meanwhile, 50 Cent is another figure in the industry who has repeatedly accused Diddy of both sexual and financial exploitation of his artists. Specifically, he has accused the mogul of exploiting his artists, both financially and sexually. However, there is one instance that likely hit 50 Cent particularly hard, given his high regard for the artist involved: the treatment of Biggie. Looking further into the topic, 50 Cent has also spoken out about Diddy's treatment of Mace, claiming that the mogul's demand for $2 million prevented the artist from leaving his Bad Boy contract in 2005 to side with G-Unit Records, for which 50 Cent was only willing to pay $1 million. After years of struggling to break free from his contract, Mace was finally granted a one-year release in 2009 after interrupting Diddy's interview with Atlanta's B103. This incident was captured on camera as Diddy signed Mace's contract in front of the lens. However, Mace's struggles with Bad Boy have not ended there. In fact, the artist is still battling with Diddy in an effort to regain his publishing rights after permanently departing the label in 2012. Mace claims that he recently offered Diddy $2 million in cash to buy back his publishing, but Diddy refused, stating that Mace must match the offer made by a European buyer. Sadly, Mace is not the only artist to regret signing with Bad Boy. In fact, Biggie's mother has stated that her son was too young to understand the manipulation he was being subjected to by Diddy. Additionally, in 1999, Jadakiss, Styles P, and Sheek Louch of the Lox launched the Free the Lox campaign in an attempt to escape their Bad Boy contract. The trio felt that Diddy was prioritizing commercial success over their authentic style and wanted to sign with the more genuine Rough Riders label, which was home to DMX. Anyway, while Diddy eventually released them from their contract, he retained half of their song publishing, which allowed him to maintain influence over their careers. In 2005, this issue came to a head when Styles accused Diddy of unjustly owning half of their publishing company during a heated argument on Hot 97. Diddy has clearly been using his artists for money and other dirty favors. Fans have commented on his behavior, with one fan saying, "Biggie was a flawless storyteller. I'll give him that. His stories were believable, but he was a controlled product via Diddy." While another fan reacted, "My dad just said Diddy was gay and Biggie wasn't down that way, so that's why he killed him." What's scary is the fact that Diddy didn't stop taking advantage of young artists after Biggie's death. In fact, the hip-hop mogul actually decided to go for even younger artists. Apparently, Diddy also did the same things to a young Usher. At just 14 years old, Usher attended what was referred to as Puffy's Flavor Camp, and in a 2004 interview with Rolling Stone, Usher revealed that Diddy introduced him to the adult lifestyle and he witnessed some wild things at Diddy's house. "Puff introduced me to a totally different set of ish. Sex, specifically. Sex is so hot in the industry, man. There was all these girls around. You'd open a door and see somebody doing it, or several people in a room having an orgy. You never knew what was going to happen." Usher also spilled the tea on the Howard Stern show when he talked about his time at Diddy's place. In a 2016 interview, he told Howard Stern that he truly learned what it meant to be famous after living with Puff Daddy for a year at the age of 14. "I got a chance to see some things. I went there to see the lifestyle, and I saw it," Usher said during his first Stern Show interview. In addition to this, in a recently resurfaced interview with Kevin Hart, Diddy let it slip that he and Usher used to sleep in the same bed when Diddy was 19, which means Usher was just 10 years old at the time. It's clear that the music industry has a long history of exploitation and manipulation, and the recent allegations against Diddy only serve to underscore this fact. As more and more artists come forward with their stories, it's becoming increasingly clear that something needs to change in the industry. Until then, it's up to individual artists to be vigilant and protect themselves from the predatory practices of those in power. Anyway, that's it for this video, folks. Bye!